mycket och helten lys för mig ikväll. Ge min son en kläm. Oh, there we go. Tamlin's first. All right. I think we're live. Let's see. We're just gonna pop this chat out. And I'm gonna put it in here. I think that works. Yes. All right, there we go. Yeah. We're going to close that. All right, good people. I am right here, Ananam. I promise. Let's see. We need to post on the Blue Ski. Just to make sure. Actually, can we, don't I have like a, here we go. Hello, Cameron. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, we are live. Made for draw steel in February. February. Join the stream now! Exclamation mark. And we remember to put in the link. And we post the final episode of Pirates. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting. Yeah. That was an interesting outcome of the the pirate arc. I'm gonna try this live feature thing. Wasn't that a thing on? Yeah, here we go. Go live. How does this work? Do I just paste the link in here? This server is not supported. Oh, because it's only Twitch, Streamplays, and Bluecast. Well, that's fine then. I'm not gonna bother. I don't really care. All right, let's get the show started proper. So welcome to another edition of Made for Draw Steel. I need to have this over here to make sure I'm broadcasting the right thing. Made for Draw Steel. This is for February. So these are some of the things that I included in the Goblin Points news episode at the beginning of March, covering February. And the goal of the stream is, of course, to bring a, let's call it a highlight to some of the great stuff that's being made for the Draw Steel community. And it's a well-known fact that video, or rather YouTube, reaches further than podcasts. So that's why we're here. I'm also going to mention this time that couldn't I just make the podcast a video podcast and still distribute the audio? I believe that podcasts that end up doing that always, the audio version always suffers. So I'm not going to do that because I don't like it when others do it. So I'm not going to do it to my audience. However small it might be. So let's switch over to the version where there's less of me and more of everyone else. All right. Here we are. This is the episode page for the news episode of covering February, the February roundup, as I call it. So this is on goblinpoints.com. You can listen to all the episodes. There's our player right here. You can listen on all the popular platforms. It's syndicated everywhere. So you should be able just to search for Goblin Points wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts. I do of course recommend using anything else than YouTube or Spotify. Don't let them win, etc. Really interesting month this time around too. We got some more Crows details, which is exciting, and MCDM also hired Paul Hughes to be the line developer for Draw Steel, which means he's going to be basically in charge of Draw Steel and where the game is headed from here on out. Now, the first year of Draw Steel, year one, as Matt's been calling it, is already planned with Crack the Sun and the Ancestries book and the adventures and the classes and everything. But from basically next year, it's probably going to be Paul Hughes who kind of brings up the ideas, and it's up to Matt to basically approve them. I think he has to do something that's considered leadership. Okay, moving on. In the episode page for every episode, there's a link right here to jump straight to the link section where you can find all the links to all the stuff that I mention and all the stuff that I don't mention. So there's a lot of stuff in each episode. There are, should I even make a guess? There's probably like 30, 50 links basically in every episode. All categorized. The media section is always huge because there's a lot of people making interesting stuff for Draw Steel. Should probably split that into multiple subsections, but that's something for another time. Anyway, that is the goblinpoints.com page. Let's move on to the interesting stuff. We're going to start off by covering the Rogues for Draw Steel by Valued Dragon Design. Now, they've been making a product or like a small package for Draw Steel every month now for, I want to say, 5 months, 6 months, maybe? Might be less. I don't remember exactly. But this month, it's the Rogues. These are free to get from their Ko-fi shop. You can choose to pay more if you want to. I highly encourage you to do so, even if it's just a couple of bucks. It might be symbolic, but it goes a long way. You love the art, yes. The art is pretty good. It's too bad that art isn't shown in the product itself, because that is a good piece of art. On to the Rogues, Criminals, Bandits, and Pirates for Draw Steel. You should have used this for for your pirate thing, Cameron. Too bad it released yet then. So these are basically 3 bands of criminals, bandits, and pirates, themed a bit differently, and they're also spread across levels a bit differently, I think we could say. The first section is criminals, and these are basically outlaws to be found in a city, or a sizable city, a city of a certain size. So and all the enemy names are kind of inspired by like the alley rat, the gutter snipe, street tough, a crew boss, saboteur, heavy. Yeah, these are all like street gangs or other street ruffians. The guild boss. Next up is the bandits, and these are supposed to be like highwaymen or criminals you might find along the road or in villages, not in large cities. And I love that these names kind of work to set the right tone immediately, I feel. The ruffian, the outlaw, these sound like people that live in the countryside. Brigand, a warhound. This is a beast though. It's not a war dog. It's a warhound. But yeah. The berserker, and of course the highwayman. Gotta have one of those. And the warlord, who's a leader. And then it's the pirates, and they are, well, I don't know. They're sailors of the criminal kind. So you got the buccaneer, the deckhand, cannoneer, busson. But I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna look. I should have looked this up beforehand, but I didn't. So now we're gonna look it up on Merriam-Webster. Busson, a petty officer on a merchant ship, having charge of hull maintenance and related work. Okay. Learn something new every day. A swashbuckler. Yeah. And of course, the pirate captain. Gotta have one of those. Now, the stat blocks all mention that they are humanoid star and asterisk. And that's because it's the intention of the author that you can swap out the ancestry for all of these for something else that is also humanoid, for some other ancestry that is also humanoid in shape. So they suggest maybe an orc or an elf. They also suggest taking a trait from that ancestry, either directly from the monsters book, and using that as part of the stat block. So there's also a list here of suggested traits to use for a lot of different ancestries, actually. But there, as they mention in the text somewhere, that even just pick stuff from other monster compendiums and use those, because any humanoid ancestry should basically work. I wonder if you can slot whatever ancestry you want into those blocks. Yeah, so that's part of the design. And I've noticed that in the previous product from Value Dragon Design too, that they design their monsters to be humanoid with the intention that you can swap out the ancestries and just use something from the monsters book and use one of like their traits and swap that out for the traits in here to give them a bit of flavor according to the ancestry. All right, we're going to move on to the next thing here. That's the 40 do I even know how to read? The 50 asterisk timescape complications for your sci-fi draw steel games. So these are sci-fi inspired. So if you're one of those people that are not really into like space fantasy in your medieval fantasy game, some of these might be a stretch for you. I think some of these can be adapted without too much trouble, or like you can basically use them as is. But some of them are somewhat futuristic. But let's head over. Oh yeah, this is $5 on itch, and it even includes a source book for forged steel, so you can just import them directly in there and use them as if. Right here, it says, "Ooh, complications. These are super cool. Complications in general, you might be biased. But yeah, these are also cool. The ones in here. So I'm gonna take that comment in good faith. So I really wish you'd use this cover image right here on the itch page, because I actually think, I don't know, it's pretty good. It's simplistic, but I don't know. I like it. I like it in its simplicity. Yeah, these specific ones you say. Yeah. Nice. Let's see. Ooh, what did I what there we go. No, yeah, yes, there we go. All right. So, these are designed by Greg Scott, or as he's known on Discord, Greg Scott, which I really love that as a pun. And this is oh yeah, he uses art that is open or publicly available art, some of it being public domain, like old pieces of art, which I think is really cool because it kind of makes the connection between not necessarily medieval, but at least like old fashioned illustrations and science and sci-fi, which is I like it. And of course, this comes out of the home brewery, the Draw Steel Brewery server, and the Steel Community, as it's called. So it's even bookmarked, so you can just click the different complications. In the introduction here, he has like a section for the players and for directors, and he talks a bit about that these can be adapted, and some of the complications are a bit vague, so that they're more easily kind of adapted to specifics. But the For the director, it says somewhere in here. What is that? Somewhere in here it says, and remember, your director has final say over which complications are available. And then in the director section, I mean it, you have final say. I don't know. I like that. That tickles me. That's so he mentions that some of these complications might break your game, and I don't think that's necessarily unique to this collection of complications. I think that's true of the ones in the core rules, and I wholly believe that that's part of the intention and design of complications, that they can really mess up the balance with your game, and if your director is okay with it, I think they can be really fun. So what I thought I would do is I'd roll a 1d100 and we'll check out one random of these complications, and then there's a couple of them that I want to look at specifically. So I've got my, let me see here, just gonna bring up OBS so I can see what you can see. So I've got my trusty D100 here. It's 100-sided dice. Goes from 1 on this side to 100 on this side. So it's even, I've actually never checked, but it looks like it's properly laid out, where opposite sides should all add up to 101. 1 and 100 at least does. Let's check one random one. 92. 9. Yeah, it is actually correctly laid out. That's interesting. Okay, we'll roll the dice. It rolled forever. 93. Okay. Let's see. 93. Timescape anthropologist. Interesting. Let's see here. You're an academic studying primitive societies, or fact finder for an ambitious encyclopedia. It's important to your study that your subjects aren't aware of your true origins, so as to not change their behavior. Once you figure out the local customs, it should be easy to keep your identity a secret. Benefits. When you complete the Discover Lore Common Knowledge Downtime project, researching the customs of a particular community, you can blend into that community with ease. You and your allies have an edge on tests using interpersonal skills with members of a community that you have previously researched. That could be pretty good, especially in certain campaigns, yeah. Drawback. If you fail a test using an interpersonal skill with a member of a community you researched, you get the details of a particular ritual or habit wrong. That person immediately becomes suspicious of you and does whatever is in their power in an attempt to expose your intrusion. Okay, that's that could be pretty bad in certain campaigns. Like a Timescape David Attenborough. Yeah, basically. I don't know if that includes the section where David Attenborough and the team just kind of smuggled animals into England, which is something they apparently did. There are some interviews where Attenborough kind of tells a bit about how they did it. Apparently, it was pretty easy because people didn't, care to check, basically. Stuff was crazy back in the day. We're going to also check out Faulty Jetpack, which is one of my favorites. Because you've inherited, stolen, found, or otherwise acquired a fabulous machine that lets you fly. It has some crossed wires, though. The benefit is you can fly. Drawback. The first time in a round, you fly using this jetpack. Roll 1d10 before moving. On a 1, your jetpack malfunctions. You're pushed 5 spaces, ignoring stability, in a direction chosen by rolling on the malfunction table. And the malfunction table is right here, and it lets you, you will get pushed either one of the cardinal directions, any combination of them, or vertically up or down. Which could be, that could be quite detrimental if you suddenly push down into the ground. You didn't know about the animal smuggling? No, you weren't supposed to back in the day when they did it. But he's been more open about it when he was done, basically. I also like these two at the end here. Your own ancestor I found quite funny. Yes, it happened to you. Due to a time mishap, you ended up as a descendant of yourself. Best not to think too hard about it. Yeah. Benefit. You have either taken or will take steps to ensure your own survival. You have damage immunity equal to your level to three damage types of your choice. The drawback is you have 2 less ancestry points, which I think is a really interesting way to to, to kind of mess up your ancestry. But the reason this is 50 asterisk timescape complications is because there's actually an additional one at the end here, a bonus complication in a time loop. And there's a disclaimer on this, which I found interesting. This complication is wildly unbalanced and untested. I don't think you need to test this to realize it's unbalanced. For directors, this complication would work best for a short adventure where the problem can't be solved by simply eliminating a specific villain. So, the complication is, you've done this before, and before that, and before that, and before that. You've done this so many times, every action is performed through rote memorization. Benefit. You always get a tier 3 result on your power rolls. That's tests, ability rolls, everything. Additionally, if you would take damage as a free triggered action, you may shift to a space just outside the range of the damaging effect, and there's a typo. And you take no damage. The drawback is you don't gain victories. Now, you're basically invincible. But I think for like a short, like 1-shot or maybe like a 2-shot adventure, this could be fantastically hilarious. So right on the, at the top of my head, I think the only way to do any damage is to either make you surprised, in which case you can't take triggered actions, or daze you, in which case you can't take triggered actions either. Yeah. Widely OP at level 1. Not sure it would still be balanced when the rest of your party is at level 7 though. Oh, because of the victory drawback. The Groundhog Day complication. Yeah, basically, yeah. Is there any... Oh, wait. You do shift, don't you? Yeah, you shift. So you can shift through difficult terrain. So that could maybe hinder you. Yeah, impossible to level up. Oh, right. Because you don't gain any victories. Oh, yeah. That's a thing that I didn't even consider. So you stay at level 1. Oh, shit. This became so much more interesting now that I realized that. Can't shift or slowed either. Oh, interesting. So slowed, put them in difficult terrain, make them surprised, or daze them. Then you can actually do damage. But apart from that, they can basically avoid all damage. Or maybe there's a ledge or something that they can't shift across. And they always roll well. Cameron, you know what? We have to try this one out at some point. I'm going to leave it up to you to find out an adventure to play where this might work. Maybe it's like a level 5 adventure or level 7 that's Tamwin suggested. And then you just have that one level 1 hero rolling really well, never taking damage, but never really making any progress either. It'd be funny to run a 4th level adventure with one of the heroes. You. That's it, this complication. See? Great minds. Anyway, you can pick this up on itch for $5. Well worth it. I actually picked it up for $3 because there was an early bird sale apparently. 40% off. Nice. This message at the top of itch is so helpful. I've I always make sure to be logged in whenever I buy something off Itch, just in case I've bought it before. I don't mind giving people money for their hard work. It's just that I don't need to spend double on the same product all the time. So yeah, that's a precaution that I always make sure. Next, this is the Salt Elves. This was originally released as part of the Gems of the Timescape Volume 2 Ancestries. We've ended up making a really long title for our jam, but Two Tall Fern. What did you miss? You missed the Rogues for Draw Steel and the 50 Asterisk Timescape complications. But now we're at the Salt Elves. Two Tall Fern. For too long, thankfully, before I needed to actually read out your name for one of the thanks sections on Goblin Points, I was convinced that your nick was totally Fern for some reason, and then I realized at the last second that your nick is actually Too Tall Fern. Yes. That happens a lot, yeah. There's way too many vertical letters next to each other. These are the Salt Elves. They were exposed to the Great Catastrophe because they were sea elves, but the oceans boiled and disappeared, and they adapted and became the Salt Elves. And this came in second in the jam. This is designed by Second Rodeo Games, so you know it's going to be good because this isn't their first rodeo. I've been wanting to make that pun for so long. And illustrations by Mimic Creations, of course. But indeed. Salty elves. Oh my god, it's a pun. This one even looks a bit salty. Like, they're annoyed. Yeah, the art is really good, and I really love this image in the background of the desert. This looks like a photo of some kind. Yeah, and the style is like a Western theme, and even this. Oh man, it's really this is a 6-shooter. It could be a cog or like the barrel of a 6-shooter. On point. Yeah, it's a really well done cover. I'm amazed at the stuff people managed to create in 2 weeks. It's crazy, I tell you. So there's a bit of explanation, like encyclopedic information about the Salt Elves, which I just mentioned in short. There's a short fiction section, and of course the traits. One of my favorite traits of the Salt Elves specifically, which I also mentioned in the announcement video of the winners for the jam, is this one called Always Planning Ahead, where you conserve energy and resources whenever you can because you never know when you might need them. If you have any recoveries remaining during a respite that gains you XP, you gain temporary stamina equal to your recovery value. This temporary stamina lasts until the next time you gain XP. That is really cool. So it could potentially mess a bit with the flow of victories and recoveries and respites, but I like it though because it's just 1 point first of all, and you get 3. But it also makes it so that if you head into a respite with extra recoveries, it doesn't feel as it feels less like you could have gone further, basically. Daniel Lobo, nice. Welcome. Atomic Sorcery. It's effectively +1 recovery half the time. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I like it though. And they also have a heat mirage, which I think is very fitting. And it has this nice decoration on the block, on the ability block. I like that too. The dowsing ability is my favorite from this one. Super specific, but so flavorful. Oh, dowsing 1. Dowsing odd. As a maneuver, you can open your senses to detect moisture in the environment around you. Until the end of your next turn, you know the distance and direction of any water source larger than a barrel within 1 mile, and can tell if it will rain or snow within the next 24 hours. Additionally, you gain an edge on tests to detect poison or other impurities in liquids, and have poison immunity equal to your level. Yeah, that is very flavorful, actually. Yeah. I can see why this one ranked so high in the competition. Yeah. Oh, that makes it great for a ranger type. Yeah. These are I'm telling you, the ancestries made in the jam, they're mind-blowing. The level of quality and production value is insane. Again, 2 weeks. Insane. This is still name your price. So again, you can get it for free, but I encourage you to pay, even if it's just like a couple of dollars. That's it. It's a nice gesture, and it's just a couple of dollars, and it means more than you know to the people making this stuff. It says, and it shows your appreciation of their work. They are, by the way, free to make it paid now if they want to, which, you know, maybe. We do require them to keep it free when the jam is going, so everyone has the so everyone's able to download them. But after that, you're free to do whatever you want with the stuff you create. We're not going to lay any claims to your creations. Yeah, some folks did crazy good art in 2 weeks. Yeah. Exactly 2 weeks. I submitted my entry 30 minutes before the deadline. You can even download it first, see if you like it, then pay. Yeah. Exactly, Atomic Sorcery. Yeah. Even better. I say that, and I notice there's not like a line up there for me. Wait, didn't I? Wait a second. Yes. I'm just gonna do some stuff on the other screen here. Yeah. Very interesting. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. What do you mean 15 seconds ago? Moving on. Oh, wait a second. I just need to do something first. I'm sorry. No, wait. Oh no, this. Okay, in my defense, this one isn't. This is just free. It does not pay what you want. So this is Harmony, the one of as one ancestry. So this is also one of the winners from the Jams of the Timescape Volume 2 Ancestries Game Jam. This came in third. And yeah, there we go. I'd scroll down while I was looking at this. Let's appreciate the art first. I continue to be impressed by how good some of this art is. Love the 4E Scions reference. Oh, I don't know this reference. Let's see. These when you play as you play as actually a root. Where it doesn't matter. The roots, now twice orphaned, found themselves free at last to shape their own fate. Yeah, so a sea of suns will the roots into existence as musical chroniclers. So you end up, you play as a root, and you try to find a host to share a body with, and once you do, you become a harmony. And there's like a musical undertone to all of this, of course, with the these are like well, what are they called in English? I don't know the word. They're not the bars. They are the I don't remember, or I don't even know if I know. But you come together with another creature, and no, I'm looking for the name of the when you make what the hell is it called? Notation for music. When you write notes, you write them on like the lines, and I don't know the name of the lines. There's the bars, and then there's the key. You know, I used to be a musician back in the day, but I only know these words in a region. Yeah, so you end up sharing a host with someone else, and one interesting effect of that is that if you end up dying, the root part of your ancestry, the your soul maybe, leaves the host body and is able to roam freely and find a new host. So you can kind of go on forever in a very Hakan / Revenant kind of way. So while it might sound a bit wild from the get-go, it has like precedence in the core rules. Yeah, same, and the terms are also evading me. Yeah. Should I? Oh yeah. This was designed by Adventure Forth or on Keen. One of those probably. Yeah, like a score. But what's the? Like these are. Oh, I know these are called rests in English. And this is like the colon that comes. Yeah. Anyway. I haven't read like read scores in or like music notation in years, decades at this point. Yeah. They recommend reharmonize and Fugato as quick build options. Let's look at those. Fugato. If one voice flinches, the other one seamlessly takes over. When you would gain the dazed condition, you can use your triggered action to prevent the effect from affecting you. Ooh, that's pretty good. Reharmonize. Sounds meant to harm you only enhance your chorus. When you take sonic or corruption damage, you can immediately spend a recovery as a free triggered action. Okay, those are pretty good options. Oh, a staff or a stave or clef. Oh, you know what? I've I've heard all of these words, but I don't remember which is which. So I think we're just going to move on from the musical notation. Sforzando. I'm trying to figure out what language this comes from, or maybe it's just a made-up word, for all I know, actually. You have the following signature ability. Now, a sonorous melody to unravel fate. To a bit of sonic damage, one ally within 10 squares of you can end one effect on them that is ended by a saving throw that ends... Yeah, that's pretty nice. Like a... light... Oh, yeah. Okay, 3 cube. Yeah, that makes sense for the damage numbers. Staff are the horizontal lines. Okay, yeah. That bit fell flat. Maybe we can brace for something. Woohoo! Atomic sorcery coming out hot with the puns. Anyway, you can download the Harmony Ancestry for free, and you know, on Keen, you could make it pay what you want if you want to. Just say it. And now to the astounding Azimaths, the winner of the jam. These look, I mean, this cover alone looks fantastic. What can I say? It just looks fantastic. Oh, you used the Gems logo. Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, Dima Serban made this, and he's updated the page with an Azimath monster after the jam, actually, which we're also going to have a look at because we're here. So yeah, here's the... Oh, it looks so good. I shouldn't be partial, but I really love this cover. It just looks incredibly good. Yeah. And also, Dima, you really killed it with this. I mean, look at this layout. Oh, it looks so good. And the colors and the lines and the everything. Actually, now that I look... I don't know. I feel like... Oh, wait, you know what? These might actually be aligned. But because of how eyes work, they kind of look like they aren't. I don't know if you can beat the layout for Timescape as Trigger Love Games, says Ananam. Well, we're going to have a look at the vampire later so we can see. Yeah, Dima did do the art himself. Yeah. I don't know if he credits himself somewhere in here. Let's have a look in with a bit... where everything is a bit bigger. Doesn't say here. Look for small text. Oh, he doesn't actually credit himself. Yeah. You should put that you did everything, Dima, in here. It's under the title. Oh, it says right here. If we actually just read it. Designed and illustrated by Dima Serban. Yeah. So the Azimaths. You play as a sentient gas from the toxic world of Hazox. Hazox. I like that name. There's a small bit of fiction, of course, and then there's the traits, and your signature trait is, of course, that you have the Enviro suit, which is the suit we see here, which is what contains you when you go to different worlds where you can't survive as you do on Hazox. Oh, Samagurin, you're also here. Nice. Yeah, the presentation is incredible. Yeah, Dima, the 2-page limit. People were really, some people were really struggling with the 2-page limit, and I sympathize. I mean, I understand, but we had to do something to make it possible for the judges to get through, and that's even before we knew how many would participate in this. I am still flabbergasted. I honestly feel bad for the judges because I did not realize what I asked them to do when I asked them, and they did not know what they said yes to. So, hats off. Yeah, holy shit. I really like this teleplasty trait, which gives you this fantastic stat block of an ability, which we're gonna look through. Yeah, it prevents bloat. Yeah, and I realized a lot of people struggled with keeping it inside of the 2 pages, and I think people did a really good job of keeping that to that limit. And we should probably have encouraged more people to kind of go do the full version now. And I'm not going to say that none of them are going to be bloated because of that, but you know, I think there are probably some of the ancestries that would be better and could have probably have more like traits to choose from if they had the space. I'm especially proud that I managed to write the fiction scene so that it fits the free space exactly. Yeah. Play along. Exactly. Spot on. Okay, teleplasty. Well, probably my favorite part of this. Effect. Your gaseous body can enter an inanimate mechanical object, gaining an edge on any power roll made to interact with it. Nice. You don't need any additional tools that you would usually need to interact with the object, such as requiring lockpicks to pick a lock. Alternatively, you can enter an intact corpse of a creature, taking full control over it until the end of your turn. You can spend 1 recovery at the end of that turn to continue controlling the corpse until you leave it. While you are controlling the corpse, you are considered unconscious, except that you perceive your surroundings through the corpse. The corpse acts on your turn, using the creature's stat log with its stamina at winded value, and your reason, intuition, and presence scores. You can't use the creature's main action and your main action on the same turn. If you leave the corpse or it is destroyed, you immediately stop being unconscious, standing up from prone as a free maneuver. You can leave the corpse as a free maneuver. That ability was just straight up inspired by Johann Kraus from Hellboy 2. One of the main inspirations for the Ancestry. Didn't someone mention somewhere, or maybe it was you that mentioned it last time too, that it sounded like Johann Kraus from Hellboy? You can't use this ability again until you earn 1 or more victories. I don't know if I said it, but it's been but I've been playing my Gems Ancestry in our Nomads game, and it's made it into the manuscript. Nice. Really love this work, Dima. Yeah, it's pay which one? That's the wrong tab. We're not there yet. Now, this is the monster, Azimath monster, which I believe Dima added to the product after. And this is mainly first of all, it's the Azimath Smasher right here. So this is a level 5 elite brute, has a lot of interesting stuff going on, but when we get to the bottom, that's where the cool stuff is. So first of all, destructive path. The Smasher automatically destroys any mundane one-size objects in their path when they move or are force moved. They can break through any mundane wall made of wood, stone, or a similarly sturdy material this way, as long as the wall is 2 squares thick or less. Cool. Then, Battlesuit Reactivation. If the Smasher is killed and their Battlesuit isn't destroyed, the Battlesuit reactivates, standing up from prone. It uses the Azimath Battlesuit stat block and can act in the same round that the Smasher was killed in. So, then we move on to this stat block, which is phase 2 of the combat. I love this. So once again, it has the destructive path, so you can still crash through walls. That's fantastic. The battlesuit exhumes toxic vapors and a 1 aura around it. Any non-Azimath creature who enters the area for the first time in a round or starts their turn there takes 5 poison damage. Now, I really like this tactics section, which mentions when the Smasher dies, their battlesuit reactivates and continues fighting. Fair enough? The suit is not intelligent. It charges the enemy that last attacked it and strikes with Devastating Punch, which is its only ability, by the way. Otherwise, it attacks the nearest enemy, smashing through walls, even when doing so is unnecessary. Which is fantastic flavor. I love that. Cool bladed Kool-Aid man. Gub says I need to save. I'm going to tell you a secret, Gub. The vampire is actually saved for last. And Gub made it. I rolled up a quiet update a couple of days ago. Yeah, I noticed, Dima. Trying to figure out if I can make Azimaths appear on Forged Steel before I make a post. Ooh, that would be cool. I'm actually playing an Azimath in an upcoming adventure with Rice Heroes Rice. And Jack Johnson, I think her name is doing the art. So it's going to be a different interpretation of an Azimath. It looks really good, by the way. I gave her some other references that I really like the Cybermen from Doctor Who, like classic Cybermen, not the modern. Not that I like the old ones too. Better maybe. Jacqueline's doing some of the Kill Interior art too. Half of it. Oh, cool. Yeah, she's really good. Moving on to College of the Oak. This I didn't plan. That Dima goes twice in a row. You know, at this point, I think Dima is a solo creature, so they really shouldn't take 2 turns in consecutive turns. But, you know, here we are. I have other these for Azimuth monsters. We'll see what happens to them. It's not a draw steel stream if we can't make a draw steel joke. Somebody stop me, he says. Curious about the soulless tag on the stat block. Is that a thing? We're probably looking over here. Oh, soulless. I think the War Dogs have soulless and maybe undead. This is actually the 3rd time in a row that I appear on these streams. Well, you've been a matter of a mind. Now, what's the name of the adventure? What was the last time? Oh, I feel it at the tip of my tongue. Undead and demons. So you think, yeah? You won't be able to keep it up. That's understandable. I believe that's correct. That the I think undead and let's have a look here. We click here, monster types, soulless. There we go. So if we bring this page over right here, let's see. So the soulless tag, but yeah, a lot of zombies. Some of the Servox, skeletons, war dogs, zombies, yeah. Undead, and the war dogs mainly then. There are some things in gold playtests that make me think that maybe soulless should be reserved for something unknown. Interesting. Looking up the Veloc. Yeah, wait, VW. The Servox are in here at least as soulless. Yeah. All right. Ooh. Next is the College of the Ardent Skull, also by Dima. Oh, no problem, Toothlefern. I remember specifically, actually, that Matt mentioned during the development of Drawsteel that the reason they were trying to find a way where they were trying to find a distinction. When is it okay to uncritically kill something, basically? Like, there's the quote that Matt likes, and I actually also really like, that is, everybody loves zombies, in the way that zombies are always a monster you can uncritically kill. There is no complicated morals about killing a zombie. They are always bad, they're always dangerous, you always kill them on sight. There's no complications. And that's good. You need some of those enemies. You need something that the heroes never have to hesitate whether or not to attack them. Sometimes you just need those kinds of monsters. And Matt wanted a way to distinguish them. How do you distinguish between a revenant and a zombie, basically? And the solution that either he or someone else on the MCDM team came up with is whether or not creatures have a soul. So the war dogs, all the undead don't have a soul. And the war dogs also ended up doing that because Matt wanted them to be zombies. He wanted the war dogs to be something you attack on sight. You should have no regrets killing them without interrogation or further investigation. They are supposed to be zombies. So they also are tagged soulless. I don't know if that text made it into the rules somewhere, but that's basically the thought behind the soulless. That these are creatures that don't have a soul. They are irredeemable. They're basically just empty vessels with basic programming. I'm using the rival in Ardent Skull in my Friday night game. Ooh. So yeah, this is the College of the Ardent Skull, which is a shadow subclass, specifically. Costs $5, and there is a source book for Forged Steel, so you can easily use it on Forged Steel too. Love the cover art, once again done by Dima themselves. Let's actually do a page fit first. And these hollow-eyed skeletons, I don't know. There's something so I like them. And of course, this is giving very, very... Gonna increase the price to $6.66 with the next update. Yes, I agree with Toodle Fern, as you should. This is, of course, giving me... I am no big comic reader, so most of my comic book references are movies, comic book movies. So this is, of course, Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. In my... Amen, says Ananam. I didn't realize this until like a month ago, but in contrast to the US, at least in Norway, and I think especially in like Scandinavia, comics and comic books were dominated by Disney, of all things. Like Donald Duck comics are huge here, or they were huge in like the 80s and 90s and 2000s. Disney dominated the comic book market in like Scandinavia. They were all published by I think it's a Danish company called Egmont. Oh, Egmont, probably in Danish. And they published Donald Duck and some Mickey Mouse, I believe. But it was huge. We all read Donald Duck. That was like the big comic in Norway. So all this Marvel and DC stuff, that's all movie references for me. Egmont published a lot of comics in Poland. Yeah, and in Poland, yeah. I think Egmont is actually pretty big in Europe in general. I had Donald Duck comics too. Yeah, see, Disney dominated the comic book market in probably a lot of Europe, but back in the day. So yeah, I didn't realize that was a weird thing until I actually saw a video about a guy praising Don Rosa for his great work on Donald Duck, and he was even I knew Don Rosa as a name to be aware of as like a kid. I never paid attention to the people behind stuff, but I knew of Don Rosa because it was such a huge name in the Donald Duck like universe. Yeah, I love these details on the pages. They're just about right. I don't know how else to put it. I like them. So what I find interesting about subclasses, by the way, is how small they kind of are, and also the level jumps, because you get features on first and second, then nothing on third and fourth. It actually almost looks like, Dima, that there are that there are lines in the table here that are without content. I'm not gonna. No, nothing on third and fourth level. Then something at fifth and sixth, nothing at seventh, and then something at eighth and ninth, and then nothing at 10th, because that's where your regular class features comes in. You were gonna cut them, but you say that again. Yeah, you shouldn't. You should keep these. Yeah. Oh, you made it like that on purpose. Oh, to hint at the levels that you skip. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if I looked at this table before now, so I'm not gonna say that I. But yeah, I'm nothing to say if it's intentional. Anyway, the main shtick about this class is the Hellfire, which is a different kind of fire from the fire of the Fire Elementalist, and the fire elementalist is specifically called out. Oh yeah, here we go. What's so different about Hellfire? And while the fire of an elementalist has weight to it, exploding with force and pushing things away, Hellfire is adhesive and persistent on its own. It clings to creatures and surfaces like napalm, continuing to burn until the effect ends. So that's the difference between the regular fire and the Hellfire. So much of the tactics of this Ardent Skull Shadow is to utilize their Hellfire, because it gives them the ability to teleport to enemies. I think it gives them surges and edges. You can make them regular sized. I have the space for that. I am not proficient enough to say whether or not that's a good idea, so I say all the power to you. I like the position of the maneuver icon. Yeah. I usually see them over here by the maneuver action thingy, but having them over here, yeah, I really think that works. Makes it very easy to reference, I think. Yeah. Not proficient enough. Yes. And oh yeah, this one I also like. The first time in a round, you damage an enemy that doesn't have the soulless keyword. Incorporating one or more surges, you gain temporary stamina equal to your agility score. You also gain one surge for the first time in a round that an enemy with a soul that is adjacent to you dies. Additionally, you have an edge against targets burning with your Hellfire. So once you set them on fire, you want to concentrate your attacks on them. And you can do that with Set Ablaze, which lets you teleport to someone, and specifically to the furthest unoccupied space adjacent to the target, because you become flame rushing through your enemy, which I really like. I'm imagining like almost like a fireball or firebolt or something that flies through the air through them and just lights them on fire. And you appear beside them and you gain your surge. And they're now ablaze, so you'll also get the edge when you attack them. The gem actually was a good reason to try something new. Oh. Dima, what program do you design in? Oh, Affinity, yeah, for this and the Azimuths. Pretty easy to learn. Yeah. I also use Affinity, but not for layout. I use it for my cover art for Goblin Points. I also looked at this, didn't I? Yes, there was something here that I really liked. Fire damage dealt by you ignores fire immunity, which seems powerful. I know that this I assume. Didn't I read somewhere? I'm just gonna scroll wildly while I look for this. Didn't I see some testing credits? Yes. That math nerd exorcist. You know what? I should probably have an interview with Exorcist at some point. He's becoming infamous to me now. I love a good call out though. Wait. Where did I scroll so far? Here we go. Right. You ignore fire immunity. This has been tested, so I assume that this works out usually, and there aren't really that many monsters that have fire immunity anyway. So, very situational in the end. And whenever you surge, when you spend a surge to deal extra damage, you can make that damage fire damage. Yeah. And if you impose Hellfire on a target, and the target is already burning, they take extra fire damage equal to your agility score, which is nice. He said he wanted to be credited that way. Big shout out to the folks on the brewery who helped me shape this subclass into something playable. Yeah, the brewery, fantastic place. They should really, yeah. Stoking the fires. You have learned to wield the powers of hell with greater intensity. You have the following benefits. Whenever you use the Hesitation is Weakness ability, you can teleport up to 5 squares before taking your turn. While you're bleeding, you leave a Hellfire surface in each space that you move out of. And whenever you deal corruption damage, you can make it fire damage instead. Too Tall Fern, I gotta start doing playtests on the brewery. Any excuse to play more DS? Sure. What did I do? How did I manage to do that? Did I looked away and I somehow managed to switch. I don't know. I appreciate the naming difference. The naming difference. How did I manage to switch tabs? What is this magic? How do even computers work? The teleport on Hesitation is absolute peak. Yeah. I still have to figure out how to schedule and put on tests on the brewery. Need to test my Death Knight class. Yeah, it's not... the only thing that's confusing, in the playtest thing, you need to click the plus sign to start a new thread. You can't post directly in the channel. That's the trick. I don't even know what name we're talking about. Probably something that I don't know. In addition... Oh, you can also summon a Burning Husk. Nice. Look at me. I'm out here solving problems. No worries, Daniel Lobo. Let's see. There are also some other options, of course. I love this font, by the way. Good choice. There's a second echelon consumable, Soul Shackle. Oh, that sounded dramatic. I like that name. Searing Torment. Infernal Deal Gone Bad, a complication. You have an ability that does a bit of psychic damage and might make them frightened, but you become soulless. You have a Bane on tests made to perform creative tasks. Oh, that is good. I like that. Such as, but not limited to, tests made with perform or music skill or skills from the crafting skill group. Additionally, you have a Bane on the Spend Time with Loved Ones downtime project. Oh, that is really flavorful. I did not read this drawback before this stream. I really like this. This is so flavorful. I did it again. How did I? Oh, maybe it was that one thing that I did it. I'm a professional. Sure. Interesting how there's an empty space on this page. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why is this suspicious? Why is this suspicious? Is it... Spend time... a Bane on Spend Time with Loved Ones is amazing thematically. Yeah. Oh, it's the Asmath's font. No wonder. I really loved it in that one, too. Maybe there's going to be something else in here in the future. Ooh. Another complication? What might it be? And also, there's a Flame Shade. Oh. Are you throwing shade? Flame Shade Retainer. That's nice. And a rival for you to rival against. I love this small details. Who knows? Dima says. Who knows? Being cagey, and all that. Who knows? All right, and now for the big thing. Why did I click the button? I didn't mean to do that. There we go. The Scions, not the Scions of Blood and Shadows, a vampire class for draw steel. And then I'm already passed out. Yeah, that was my one worry, that this might be too late for Ananam. Yeah, Jonas and Gub is here on his behalf. And Dima, of course. Sorry. You know, the Bane complication as well. Yeah, That was a really good complication. Oh, something similar to your first jam. Ah, interesting. So, it's been 10 months and it's finally out. Oh, you're going to bed too. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So here is the vampire class as crowdfunded in, I want to say, May last year, before the game was out. So a wild gambit, I'd say, and it was a close call in the end, but they made it past, and then someone crazy bumped them to the first stretch goal, and ended on May 5th. Yeah, 10 months. Dima thanks everyone for their kind words. Well deserved, Dima. Well deserved. Those kind words. Yeah, and they made it past the first stretch goal in by the skin of their teeth, basically. So we also got the vampire ancestry. So here it is, and I have to say, just straight up front, I love the art that they've got for the Sounds of Blood and Shadows. It is so good. I will even say that it is like on MCDM level. Yeah. Just wait for the Boggett art. I've seen some of it, and that's also really impressive. There are some really good pieces coming up in the Boggets too. Yeah. Yes, and also I want to highlight the layout that they've gone for. Let's see if I can do this to align it properly. It's probably a bit small on screen, but there you go. Yeah, they really do a good job with the art. I also really like this layout that they've got going. It feels a bit in line with like the official rules from MCDM, but they're also a bit more ornamented or like fleshed out, and I kind of prefer that. But that's a taste thing. We're allowed to have our own individual tastes. I also think it's important to highlight how many people actually ended up contributing to this in some way. From writing to design work to editing, proofreading, production, art direction. That's Matt. That's just Matt again. He's just giving himself credit. I'm not gonna. It's all in jest. It's all in jest. The testers, they did like proper testing for this, which is to say they actually paid people to test this. Yeah. Surfing Bird, balance consultant. That makes sense. I got the impression that that Surfing Bird is pretty on the ball when it comes to balance. Yeah. Has freaky Polish connections with artists. It's a superpower. Yeah. The artist, he just says like, oh, I just found them at random, and and it turns out, oh, these are really great artists. Not to mention that the one that did the cover art for the matter. What the hell is the adventure that Dima published back in December, which has a really great cover, which is done by apparently someone Dima found at a convention or something. Oh, I'm actually mentioning this. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I like these hands. The matter of an overmind. Thank you. Jesus, I couldn't make the words in order right way. The hands were a must. I really like those hands. And also these small bats, which just looks like small, I don't know, swooshes at first, but then it turns out, no, they're actually bats. Yeah. So there's a bit on vampires and some lore. I think this is probably something you would probably tweak for your own setting or whatever. But I like that they include something for you to tweak. It's a lot easier to see someone else do it first and then say, you're almost there, but I know how I want it. That's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to fix someone else's idea than to make it from scratch. What about the teeth in the header bar? Yeah, those are pretty good too. I have to admit. I think there's like one or two too many lines here, but I like the teeth. Don't mess with the teeth. File off the serial numbers, as Matt says. Yeah. And as someone who thrives on stealing someone else's ideas for my own games and just filing off the serial numbers, I wholly stand by that statement. Yeah. So there are also a bit about the different kinds of vampires you can play as the class, which I really like. Again, filing off the serial numbers. How you there's a bit about how you hunt a hunter and the evil by nature trope and everything. What is art but compiling a series of thefts? You're not wrong to some degree. Ooh, no Ananam is going to give us all shit about your number of lines common. You know what? You should praise in public and criticize in private. So that's on me. That's a faux pas on my part. I'm sorry. I will try to improve in future. But you know, to err is human, as they say. Surely you mean inspirations. Yes. How did you become a vampire? Nice. In style of the careers in the core rules. Heroic vampires. What is this? Yeah, content warning. This product contains dark fantasy and horror themes and is full of descriptions and imagery that might be disturbing to some. Be aware that inside you will find many references to blood, body horror, mutilation, losing control of your own body, and facing your fears. We are not being very explicit in our writing, and many of these things you can find in the core Drosteel books, but we still feel like some warning is in order. If you like these themes, then we hope you will enjoy our take on them. I've read this warning before and I really like it because of course there's going to be a lot of gory stuff in here. It's a vampire, and I mean, look at this art. What gave you the impression that it's not going to be dark and horror-y? But yeah, still, I love the candor basically. Blood and Shadows. This is the fiction section. Really well written warning. Yeah. What I like about this is, yeah, there's going to be some stuff that some people won't like in here, but if this is your thing, we hope you like it. Yeah. In some ways that is basically all media. But you know, some topics are, you know, worse than others, almost objectively. More delicate maybe is maybe a better word. So the vampire ancestry. And these hexagons, these bestagons, they are gonna follow us everywhere in this. That's what's the meme? Foreshadowing is a literary device. So there are some traits. I'm not gonna look too. There's so many pages in this. We can't go through in detail on everything. I love this coloring. I love the fact that they use a bit of color in here. Even though it doesn't really help me because I'm colorblind, so I know these use the same colors as worked out by the Drosteel community in the Drosteel Brewery server, and I like that the community is kind of standardizing around those colors. Ace, I can't fault them anything for that, but I've noticed that two of the colors are so similar that I can't tell them apart. So, but they usually in like monster stat blocks, I think it's the triggers and the main actions. I think those are too similar to me. But thankfully, usually the maneuvers are are between them, so I recognize them by being separated by maneuvers. Really, very glad I joined Triglove in time to push for the colors and symbols. Ah, yeah, Jonas, of course, yeah. Of course he would have something to do with this. Mains and triggers are red and green. With the yeah, that's why we have symbols too. Yeah, symbols, symbols. Are they really red and green? I usually don't have an issue with red and green, but apparently, yeah, I don't know. Those are usually not the colors that I have a problem with. Isn't it like 8% of men that have red-green color blindness? I don't know. How that's supposed to fix anything. It's just a stat that I remember. So yes, you get the ancestry. You get to buy there's like a ton of different traits to buy here. I like that they have the small symbol beside them to indicate that they're purchasable. Of course they are, because they're in the purchasable section. But I don't know. I like the icons. They give a bit of hierarchy and everything. Great work. Yep. Okay. And oh yeah, we can't just scroll past this fantastic art again. Let's see if we do this. Can we get it all? Oh yeah, it's all on screen. Look at this art. It's so good. Red and green is the most common color blindness. Yeah. This is I mean, it's a Viking vampire. How can I not like it? With the halberd and everything. The clasp. The fur. It's so good. It's so good. Look at this one. This nasty bat. Oh, so good. The vampire careers. Of course, there has to be some careers in here, because Eminem doesn't really know when to stop. And I assume much of this is just him noodling and going overboard. And then there's, of course, some kits. Even if your hero is not a vampire, worth mentioning. So these are open for everyone to pick, which I think is really nice. Nice thematic kits. And then perks. I'm kind of surprised by this header style, which feels I don't know, it feels very, somehow it is a thing. And then there are, of course, complications, because we need some of those too. And then comes this is the first image that I saw. This is probably one from the one from the crowdfunder back last year. The one of Irina Rogova. Rogova sounds more correct. Not that I know any Slavic languages. But this one was the first I saw, and I remember thinking, holy shit, this is really, like, this is high quality. This is high quality stuff. This is, yeah. I mean, what would, yeah. Rogova. Okay, I was wrong. I'm asleep. Dima, go to bed. Rogova. Rogova, that's probably more. I'm not gonna. So, yes, the vampire class. I think it's really impressive that they've managed to include 5 subclasses in here. Well, not that they managed to fit them, but rather, I think it's impressive that it comes with 5. That's 2 more than has been much like the common thing to do. So yeah, we've got the Charming Tormentor. You wield charms, illusions, and fear to lure, deceive, and terrorize your enemies. And the Crimson Conductor. You have reign over blood, yours and your victims'. You can shape their crimson into a weapon. You can shape the crimson into a weapon against your foes, and your combat style is a spectacular and grisly performance that you orchestrate. The Noxious Stalker. You are more savage than a typical vampire, possessing heightened senses and bestial instincts. Shrouded Lurker. You are a master of darkness and shadows. And shadows do your bidding. You use your dark tools to bind and wound your victims, as well as to escape their retaliation, hide, and patiently wait for the best moment to strike. And then the Spore Bearer. You're host to innumerable parasites that prey upon the dead and the living. Infectious spores swirl around you, poisoning and wearing down your victims, as well as nourishing and bolstering your allies. Your bloodline is your subclass. Yes, indeed. And they use Thirst as their heroic resource and has a benefit stable, as with the Null and the Fury. So you get bonus to speed and to your disengage. You do the first time you in turn you deal damage to a bleeding, wounded, or dying creature, you gain 1 surge, which you can immediately spend. You gain an edge on abilities. But then there's also the drawback table. As you become more thirsty, there's also some drawbacks. So when you have 4 thirst, you take a bane on abilities used against creatures that are not bleeding, wounded, or dying. That's pretty nice flavor. 8. Your recent intuition and presence scores count as 1 lower for the purpose of resisting potencies until the start of your next turn. Okay. Yeah, okay. And 12. At the start of each of your turns, or immediately if you reach this drawback during your turn, you must use your Drink Most Exquisite ability as a free maneuver against the nearest bleeding, wounded, or dying creature, or against the nearest creature if there are no such creatures. You must use your move action to move within distance of the target if necessary, and if you can't, convert your main action to a move action to move as close as possible to a target. Once you harm a creature this way, you may continue the rest of your turn as normal. If you're unable to get within distance of a creature at all, you move as close as possible to the nearest creature and end your turn. I agree, the flavor is delicious. Very irony. So, Drink Most Exquisite. This one's really interesting also. So, Drink Most Exquisite. Don't worry. I'm going to just take a sip. Okay, yeah. That is a way to write that sentence. I would have written it differently, but that's me. The target takes corruption damage equal to your level plus 2. This damage can't be reduced in any way. You gain temporary stamina equal to your level plus 2. So, yeah, you're drinking. That's pretty straightforward. Spend 1 plus thirst. Spending additional thirst on this ability grants you the following benefits. We kept the Polishness in the flavor texts. For each additional thirst spent, the corruption damage dealt and temporary stamina gained increases by 2. If you've spent at least 3 total thirst on this ability, the target might less than average weakened save ends, and you can spend a recovery. That's also pretty nice. If you've spent at least 5 total thirst on this ability, the target might less than strong weakened save ends instead, and you can spend another recovery. That is pretty good. Basically converting your heroic resource into recoveries. Yeah, that's not only is it something that a lot of classes do, but I like that you can even do a double recovery, which is really useful sometimes. Blame Matt for the Polishness. Gotta keep some of the Polishness. It's Triglav. It has to be a bit Polish and a bit dark. In the best way it can be. For each condition the target suffers from, treat the thirst spent on this ability as 1 higher, which means that if a target has a lot of conditions, you're suddenly going to be able to do these things for cheap. I just yesterday was in a 4th level combat where the enemy had 4 or 5 conditions on them. I think 4. So that would have meant that I could spend 1 thirst and get 2 recoveries and make them weakened, might less than strong. That wouldn't have worked in that case, I think. But yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and also you get a bit of holy weakness because you are a vampire. But I really love that it's going down as you gain levels, basically. So as you become higher level, you get less and less holy weakness until you're level 10, at which point you've managed to resist those pesky crucifixes. Now, these I really love. These hexagons indicating which bloodline or subclass the ability comes from. So, like, this is the Charming Tormentor. Gotta put my little one to bed. Night all. Ah, good night, Daniel Lobo. Nice of you to swing by. Oh, and also, again, more art. Yes. Bring on the art. Look at this. It's so good. I really can't praise this art enough. I really love this art, and it's all dark and gloomy, just as Adnan likes it. He likes dark fantasy. It's not a criticism. I love it. I love that there's like a really strong intentionality behind this. Yeah. Then we're on the Crimson Conductor, who gets the bat. I mean, it's almost a reference to Batman at this point. I love that the ability stat blocks get the icons too, and it really becomes nice later when you start mixing them. Very Mercedes-Benz with the really? I was thinking maybe like what is it? Rolls-Royce, who has the Phantom, like the spirit. I don't know, just a vibe. Sure. Then the Noxious Stalker, the Shrouded Lurker. Oh, look at this though. Look at this. Like, yeah. And I love that these are like inspired by different cultures, kind of expanding the vampire lore. I mean, I believe Anna mentioned this to me at some point, that while the vampires in this is very Slavic inspired, the myth or like the legends of blood drinking creatures is almost like a universal creature in human history. Like, a lot of different cultures have these myths and legends and scary stories about creatures drinking people's blood in the night. That's because they're real. Yes, it's the what is it? The monomyth? Is that the thing where everything comes from like a one singular myth that people just brought with them to different parts of the world? The mosquito. Well, I laugh, but malaria is a real thing. Just not exactly what I was thinking of in this case. And the spore bearer, yeah, with the rat or some kind of what are they called? Rat adjacent. But yeah, in here I really like that the headers are easy to find, and also if you're looking for like your Shrouded Lurker thing, just having the color and the icon, yeah. Mwah. Gub says Sporebearer is how I joined Triglav. Oh, Iron Monocle. Hey, there you. Oh, you just showed up. Nice. Speaking of malaria, wow, that's a hell of a transition, a segue. Yeah. Like in here, finding your subclass so easy. Mwah. Gotta love that. Yeah. Wait, is this the same dude that was up there, or is it a very similar dude? I don't mind. It's good art. I have to say, I really like that there are colors, but there are not too many colors, right? I think this is a very tasteful amount of color. I don't know. I'm not a professional at this in any way. I'm just saying I really like this amount of color. It gives your eyes something to look for, and guides you to where you want to look for the stuff that you need for your class. Oh, and then then there's no, that one. Well, look at the detail. But we're gonna page fit. There we go, and scroll for a bit here. Look at this. Look at this. With the war dogs. Are you kidding me? Man. And this is also one of the pieces that really, I don't know. This is like what the one daytime piece. And I love that it's so different, and it has this leave theme going on with her clothes, it's almost like a coat or something. Yeah, it's really good. That armor is incredible. Yeah, it's so it's so vampire-y, and I mean, this would be a really cool incarnation of like Poison Ivy, would it not? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe not blood drinking, but still, you know. Good lord. My playtester in Raiders of Ivy Watch did 52 damage at level 1 with malignant growths, and we were like, all right, this vampires thing is pretty cool. Malignant growth is a nasty name. 10 out of 10. Yeah, he's having a bad time over there. Yeah, and here too, inside of the, like, here's like your second level features. The colors really helping out. Really love that. Yeah. I'm not going to go into details about all the abilities here. We're going to look at the art, because the art is fantastic, and the abilities is something you're just going to have to sit down and brew yourself a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you prefer, some other beverage of preference, and just leaf through this. Yeah. Look at this, dude. This is one of those with the horns and the feet. Which I don't... What are they called? Fawns? Maybe. Yeah, the art. The art! I think the Sporebear art is one of the first, maybe the first, third-party published art of MCDM. Yeah. Published art of MCDM visual design, full stop. Oh, interesting. The War Dogs in this case. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that might be true. I'm trying to think of... The only thing that comes close... No, not really. I think that might be true, yeah. Interesting point. A class, a draw steel class is huge. Oh, look at this dude. He's so... the tongue. The tongue always gets me. But look, oh man, he looks so good though. Really good, yeah. Oh, I love the art in this. I mean, I'm serious. I think this is the stuff that you could find in like an MCDM product, 100%. This is a different bat, yeah. It's so, oh man, I really love this all. Again, the colors really helping out. I mean, you could have been making it look like a Fisher Price product for kids, but I think they've stricken the... Oh my god, the Crimson Conductor. Look at this dude with the wings thing going here. Ooh, it's so good. This is... What do you what do you even say? Ah, man. Thirst Eternal. When you gain thirst at the start of your... Yeah. What's the different kind of heroic... Oh, there you go. Indulgence. Ooh. That's an intriguing name. Each time I saw a new piece of art in this PDF, I was horrified in a new way, in a good way. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Vampire Lord, you are the pinnacle of your bloodline and you command respect no matter who you're dealing with. You earn 2 renown. Additionally, your bloodline grants you a choice of one of 2 features. Oh, based on your bloodline. Yeah. And then there's the cover image. Again, but without the text. It's yeah. It's I don't know. It's the dude in the front doing it. It looks so classical, but then again, it looks so fantastic with the lighting. Oh man, it's so good. Lord of Defilement is 11 out of 10 naming. And the small bats in the corners, just flitting around. All right. Look at the detail. Oh, look at him. Is he conjuring bats? Oh, that's cool. Look at this, and he's grabbing. This is Arena showing back up. She's trying her best. This dude is. I love how, like, not theatrical, but like circus, like her jump is like, really. The dude in the back here. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. And of course, there's more new treasure. I counted all of this when doing the Goblin Points episode. Hi John, hope you're having a good evening. Yes, or whatever time of day it is for you. It's probably more like night. We're closing up on 1 a.m. for me. So we're not going to go too much further, too much longer either. The Raiden White has shadow magic going on too. Yeah. Over here. Ah, such a good piece of art. It's so, man, it's so good. Tons of treasure. I mean, then we got some level treasure. This is a good piece of filler art. Leveled weapon treasure, other leveled treasure, and then, oh yes, and then the titles. There are 52 pages in this, if I remember correctly. Yes, 50, it says right here, 52. I did a bunch of treasure names and flavor, if I remember correctly. Oh, and titles. Nice. Unslackable. People say I've got a drinking problem, but I've got no problem drinking at all. Wait, what is this? These are titles. Wait, Echelon 2, prerequisite, vampire class. Okay. You defeat a leader or solo creature without having any thirst at the end of any of your turns during the combat. Whoa. Oh, because you're... Oh, unslakable. Isn't that's the word, right? Unslakable. Because that's when you can't... You never start drinking. Yeah. It's English. How are you supposed to pronounce anything? You're all over the place. Choose one of the following benefits. Chaser. When a non-minion creature is reduced to 0 stamina by damage from your drink most exquisite ability, you gain 1 thirst. I can hold my blood. Right. I read that as a pun on I can hold my bladder. Anyway, you can always count as having 2 less thirst for the purpose of meeting the drawback requirements of your insatiable thirst. Ooh. Just a sip on a critical hit before using your additional main action. You can use Drink Most Exquisite ability as a free triggered action. Oh, that's pretty good. Nice. Moss's cup. I don't know why. And then, I love this skull. I don't know. There's something about this. I really love this piece of art for some reason. I don't know what it speaks to me. I don't have a thing for skulls or anything. I like the big none the canines. That's what they're called. Haha, I know words. I don't know. There's just something both casual and horrific about it. The fangs are great. Yeah, fangs are really great. Shoot, I gotta go make dinner. Later, Gub. Later. And that's the end of the vampire. All 52 pages. 3 gorgeous pieces of full page art. And like a handful or 2 of other fantastic pieces, including this dude. Look at this Santa motherfucker. It's so good. So good. Anyway, let's jump back to this page. Very, very calm page after the joy that was the vampire and its art. Whew. Anyway. Blood Santa. Man, this makes me want to play the Vampire the Masquerade. I have to get going to play Dark Heart of the Wood tonight at my FLGS. Nice. I just finished playing in that adventure. It's really good. It was an interesting end of the adventure for my group. Can't wait until we get to see my Beastfolk ancestries and Jenny Redacted's Timescape supplements next month. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's a treat. Profan says. Profan E.T.? Profan E.T. Profanity. One of those. Probably. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the stream. It's nearly 2 hours. Well, if you're hungering for some draw steel nonsense, then you've got 2 hours of it here, apparently. I don't know. Listen to Goblin Points. I release episodes 3 times a month on the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th. So basically every 10 days you get a bit of Goblin Points. The 5th is always news from the previous month. The 15th and 25th are interviews. This month I'm releasing interviews with Leo Hojanovsky, I think is how you pronounce it. He's doing an adventure called Road to the... Oh, crap. I managed to mess up the name again. Road to the something of war. Road to the Keep of War. And keep on the road to war. Thank you, Profanity. Keep on the road to war. That's the name. It's embarrassing how many times I got that wrong during the interview. I have had to edit them all out. Keep on the road to war. He's doing a crowdfunder for it soon, I think. And after that, I'm actually doing an interview with Gub, who just left. So yeah, that's gonna be March. So listen to Goblin Points. I do these live streams once a month, usually within a week of doing the news episode, and cover some of the stuff in the episode. And at the end here, I am going to thank you all for joining me, and to all the people who came by for a little while and had to go to bed because it's 1 a.m. in mainland Europe, and you know, we have to go to sleep sometime too, even Europeans. So yeah, thank you all for swinging by. Listen to Goblin Points. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time. Snackis.